Good evening and welcome to the Tiger Media Network News Live. I'm Grant Rogers.
And I'm Kylie Gahn. Fort Hays State University Relations Up Till Dawn is hosting the big event, raising awareness for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital from midnight to 6 a.m. Saturday in the Memorial Union on the campus of Fort Hays State University. Registration begins at 11:30 Friday night, and during the event, the Shave for the Brave will raise even more money for the children. Participants will choose one student to have his or her hair completely buzzed. Students participating will have the chance to win big prizes. So far, FHSU has raised nearly $14,000.
Fort Hays students should get ready to get hypnotized tonight. The University Activities Board is hosting the event Hypnotist Chris Jones tonight at 7:30 in the Beach Schmidt Performing Arts Center. Jones is one of the newest and most energetic performers who has been taking his hypnosis acts across the country. Jones started his career in college, where he studied sociology and psychology and used magic to connect with students. The event is free to students with their Tiger ID card.
Following last week's Greek Life Town Hall meeting, Fort Hays State University Coordinator of Student Involvement in Greek Life, Jacob Turnus, elaborated on details and information about the new residential housing plan. Turnus believes that the new housing will truly benefit the university as a whole. The project facility will not just be used for Greek Life. While any student, group, or organization will be able to buy into the housing, the university is looking to put out a bid for the project by this summer and hopes for an August 2016 completion.
Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA, is a program for accounting students wishing to help other students and community members file their tax returns. Students participating will gain experience for their resume helping people in need of assistance. The VITA dates in March are the 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th, available by appointment from 5:30 to 7:30 and available on the weekend of March 1st with appointments from 12 to 2 and walk-ins available from 2 to 4. The program is located in McCartney Hall on the Fort Hays State campus. To schedule an appointment, call the Department of Economics, Finance, and Accounting at 785-628-5805.
The Fort Hays State University Foundation announced 2 donations to the Power of One scholarship campaign Tuesday morning. The goal of the campaign is to raise $8 million in scholarship money for current and future students. During a news conference, 2 new major gifts were announced. One gift is land at the value of $600,000 from Jack Eads, and a second gift of $155,000 from an anonymous donor. As of today, 30% of the goal has been reached.
Last week, 19 students from Fort Hays State University attended the Midwest Model United Nations Conference in St. Louis. At the conference, students learned to develop their leadership skills and discuss worldwide issues. The conference took place over 4 days, and while the students participated in 3 to 4 hours of activities and formal sessions per day, Fort Hays State Model United Nations is open to all majors. For more information about Model UN, contact Dr. Kurt Brungart.
Last weekend, Fort Hays State University's Advanced Technology Student Organization hosted Tigerland. Tigerland is an event where video gamers, both serious and for fun, gather in the Memorial Union to participate in competitive tournaments of video games. This year's games included Halo 4, League of Legends, Pokemon X and Y, and Super Smash Bros. At the end of the event, prizes were awarded by ATSO. Tigerland occurs once a semester, and for more information, contact the president of ATSO at atso.president@gmail.com.
Yesterday, the chief of police at Fort Hays State University, Ed Howell, won a special election to serve as Sergeant-at-Arms for the Kansas Association of Chiefs of Police Board of Directors. The position will be open again when Howell moves into the position of vice president for the board. The KACP is a nonprofit corporated organization to secure a closer official relationship among police officials throughout the state.
In Topeka last week, House Bill 2557 passed the Kansas House of Representatives. The bill creates a rebate on taxes paid on textbook sales in the state. Student Government President Chris Roberts states that the bill is to provide a tax rebate when students purchase their textbooks at any bookstore and not only applies to Fort Hays State University, but Votex, community college, and private institutes. And the bill has already been passed through the House of Representatives. The bill is now in the Senate, and if it gets passed, it will be sent back to Governor Brownback to sign into law.
Fort Hays State University honored 2 student athletes with a Distinguished Tiger Leadership Award. Fort Hays State University's partners with Serves Conoco and the award for honors and honors one female and male athlete for their contributions in the classroom, on the court, and track and in the community. This year's students are Callie Wright and Jesse Trent. Wright, a senior member of the Tiger softball team, maintains a 3.5 GPA and is a tourism and hospitality major with a certificate in marketing. Wright received second-team All-MIAA honors as a catcher, and as a sophomore in the 2013, she was behind the plate for 43 games, which included calling 6 no-hitters and 2 which were perfect games. Trent is a junior member of the Tiger football team and maintains a 3.9 GPA as a pre-med major and is a 2-time academic All-American and a recipient of the 2013-2014 MIAA Scholar Athlete Award. On the field, Wright was named captain last season and is a 3-year letter winner for the Tigers and was named second-team All-MIAA defensive lineman in 2013.
Fort Hays State University's Criminal Justice Club is aiming to raise money next month at a trap shooting event. The shoot is scheduled for 1 p.m. March 9th at Hays City Sportsman Club. Entry fees are $10 for the first round and $5 for each additional round after. At the event, there will be door prizes and a raffle. For more information, contact Tammy Lynn at 785-628-5668 or Brady Teen at 785-973-8007.
The next Sebelius Lecture Series featuring Karl Rove has been rescheduled from last month when snow forced the event to be postponed. Rove has over 2 decades of experience in the political arena, and knowledge of the major political issues of the day has made Rove one of the most sought-after political pundits of our time. The event will be held Wednesday, April 2nd at the B. Schmidt Performing Arts Center at 7:30. All previously purchased tickets will be honored at this event. To purchase tickets, call 785-628-5306 or contact the Student Service Center and the Memorial Union.
1 week after Up Till Dawn's big event for St. Jude Research Hospital, Up Till Dawn is partnering up with the Fort Hays State University soccer teams and the Hays Recreation Commission to hold a youth soccer camp where the proceeds benefit St. Jude from 1 p.m. to 3 Saturday, March 8th at the Fort Hays State University Soccer Stadium. Children ages 5 to 14 are welcome and encouraged to bring their soccer gear. Registration is $20 and that includes a t-shirt. The deadline for the registration is Monday, March 3rd.
Yesterday, the Fort Hays State University's Forsyth Library hosted the Times Talk presentation, The Cuddly Kitty is Deadlier Than You Think, with presenter Dr. Greg Farley, a professor of biological sciences. In Farley's presentation, scientists have identified a shocking new discovery revealing cats are deadlier than anyone previously thought. Feral cats are estimated to kill 2.4 billion birds and 12.3 billion mammals a year. Who would have thought that kitties have claws?
That will do it for news for today. Stay tuned for sports with CD DeSalvo.
Think before you drink. Around 3,000 drunk driving fatalities happen in the U.S. every year. Act responsibly and make sure you have a sober driver or call Safe Ride. Your life and the lives of others depends on it. So next time you decide to drink, think twice before grabbing those keys.
Hey, who wants to go to the bars?
Don't be the next statistic. Even this is better than drinking and driving.
Hey, we're going to 11th, man. Come on.
Good evening, I'm CD DeSalvo. The Fort Hays State men's basketball team was in action yesterday, hosting the Central Oklahoma Broncos in an important conference matchup to fight for a first-round bye in the MIAA tournament. Well, FHSU would have their hands full with MIAA Player of the Year candidate Josh Gibbs coming into town averaging over 20 points a game. Fast forward 5 minutes into the first half, now Gibbs pulls up and knocks down a three with a defender in his face, giving UCO the lead. There's James Fleming hitting a shot. He had a good game for the Tigers as well. Now moving on, here's Gibbs again hitting that shot. Gibbs would go on to have 20 in the game. Fort Hays would cut it to a 1-point game with 13 seconds left. Broncos with 4 on the shot clock. Seth Heckert jacks up a 3 but can't hit. Tigers get one last chance to win the ball game. So here's Craig Nicholson with the ball in his hands, and he cuts through the defense and hits the dagger off the glass. The Tigers go on to win and ensure a trip to Kansas City for the conference tournament. Fort Hays State with the win earns a first-round bye in the MIAA tournament and keeps the Tigers at 6th in the Central Region. The Fort Hays State women's basketball team was in a similar situation last night as they fought for position in the MIAA seeding race against Central Oklahoma. Coach Hobson in his 6th year as the head coach of the Lady Tigers trying to get his team a first-round bye for the MIAA tournament. Early in the first half, Chelsea Mason off the bench knocks down this baseline jump shot to give her team an early 7-3 lead. UCO would have an answer. Brittany Morgan buries this three-pointer to give her Broncos a 34-30 lead right before the half. Fort Hays State would find their way to a 10-point lead thanks in part to this nice layup in the paint by Kate Lehman, who finished the game with another double-double, scoring 16 points and grabbing 13 rebounds. Central Oklahoma would not go away, however. Morgan again, with 4:41 left in the game, cuts the Tiger lead to 1. She would finish the game with 20 points, but the Lady Tigers proved to be too much as Carrie-Ann Shaw hits the jumper to help the Tigers go on to a 72-62 victory in a game that saw 6 lead changes and 6 ties. Caitlin Edwards leads the Tigers with 19 points and 7 rebounds. Fort Hays State is now 18-7 on the year and 11-7 in the MIAA. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Fort Hays State athletics. Tomorrow, the Lady Tiger softball team will be in Springfield, Illinois to take on the UIS Prairie Stars in a doubleheader beginning at 11 a.m. Also tomorrow, the Tiger baseball team will be on the road in Joplin, Missouri to take on Missouri Southern in a doubleheader that begins at 1 p.m. The men's and women's basketball teams will be at home tomorrow hosting the Northeastern State Riverhawks with the women's game starting at 6 p.m. followed by the men's game at 8 p.m. And on Saturday, the men's and women's track teams will be on the road in Joplin, Missouri to compete in the MIAA Championships set to go on all day. That's your Fort Hays sports for the week. Stay tuned for Around Town, our new community affairs segment with Laura Edwards.
Every year, thousands of children are injured in automobile accidents caused by reckless driving and speeding through residential areas. Drivers, it's easier to maintain the safety of our kids without the interference of mobile devices. Hands-free is the safest way to be.
College should be a time for fresh starts and exciting new adventures, but for some, it's not. New studies find that bullying does not end when students go to college. In fact, 15% of college students reported still being bullied. If you or somebody you know is being bullied, don't be afraid to tell somebody. Contact a trusted professor, administration member, or the Kelly Center for help and advice. Together, we can put an end to bullying.
Dude, I'm so drunk right now.
That party was awesome.
Hey, are you still coming to this party?
My girlfriend's in there. I'm way too drunk for this right now.
Really? Who cares? Just, how about you go drive around? I'm going in.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, dude. Hello. Who's this? He's in the hospital? All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Think before you drink and designated driver.
Exercising involves more than just lifting weights. Warm up before you stretch to help your muscles stretch more easily. Mildly stretch all your muscles before you work out. Stretching too much can lead to a temporary decrease in muscle strength. Cardiovascular exercise has numerous benefits and should be part of any exercise plan. Regular cardio can help you maintain your body weight, feel more energized, improve overall health and well-being, achieve regular sleep patterns, and lower your resting heart rate. Exercise today and improve your health for the future.
Today for Around Town, we are talking to Brent Schultz, a Fort Hays State student, about a project aimed at reaching out to the Hays Hispanic community. Okay, so to get started, we should begin with a background of the Hays Hispanic community.
Okay, I think a general background for the Hays Hispanic community would probably be, well, like most places in Kansas, early 1900s, there was a lot of, escaping there, not, in Mexico or any other Latino country, and they had the railroads going and stuff. So a lot of them are be second or third generation here now in Hays, but it's probably about second or third generation, I'd say.
Okay, and what kind of needs do they have as a community?
I think honestly, there's kind of a lack of awareness as far as, I'm from Denver, Colorado. There's a lot of Hispanics there, large groups of communities, and they have Mexican markets and Mexican newspapers and advertising and a lot of stuff in their culture. Mm-hmm. And here I think that there's just not that same awareness of the Hispanic community.
Okay, so you do feel like there's a lack of awareness here in Hays?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What exactly is a service learning project?
A service learning project is different from a community service or project in the way that it's geared toward a service that isn't there, but it brings in the academic standpoint. So you're providing some sort of academic learning project. So you're giving them a new way to learn, something to learn.
Okay, cool. And so is this the first time Fort Hays has provided this class?
This class, I believe this is the first semester that the class has been available. The class is called Spanish in the Community. Okay. Fort Hays has done similar projects as far as service learning, but not as a class.
Okay, do you know of any of the other projects the groups before you have done?
I know that they did a couple through nursing with, taking blood pressure and just general health things and answering general health questions that, may be a need in the Hispanic community in Hays. Just kind of offering the general checkup so that they don't have to go to the hospital or worry about any of that. So I know that they've done that in the past.
Cool. What attracted you to this class?
A couple things. I mean, one, Rosa Maria Castaneda. Dr. Castaneda is a fantastic teacher, and I heard that she was teaching the class for the first time, so I wanted to be a part of that. And two, to be able to contribute something to your community is something that I think a lot of people want to do, but don't really know how to do.
Yeah.
So when I heard that I had the opportunity to do that while working on my Spanish, I thought it was a good opportunity. So.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that this is capable of impacting the Hispanic community? You think it's going to be helpful?
I do. I think that between the few groups that we have in the class this semester, I think that we're going to be able to offer something to the Hispanic community in Hays of all ages, from young to the middle school, high school age, all the way up to adults. Some sort of academic or learning area that they probably do not have right now.
Cool. Well, that's really exciting. So exactly what is your project?
Our project is based at the Sternberg Museum.
Okay.
The name of our group is Los Exploradores, which is the explorers.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking about the native species, animal species in Kansas. Something that they probably don't know much about. So.
Okay. And where are you guys doing this, at the Sternberg Museum?
At the Sternberg Museum,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So how did you come up with this idea for a project?
I currently work at the Sternberg Museum as a work study. I do animal husbandry, and I'm an educational associate. So I work at the Sternberg, and we don't have many Hispanics come to the Sternberg.
Yeah.
And I knew that there was kind of a need to, not only to get them into the Sternberg for the Sternberg, but for them as well, so that they can learn a little bit more around the surrounding area in Hayes. So I just figured, why not through this project be able to help out both.
Yeah. Okay. And so how many members are there in this group?
There's 3. There's myself, Jack Ferradas, and Summer McDonald are the 3 of us putting on this project.
Okay. And what exactly are your guys' responsibilities?
Individually, we all have different responsibilities, but I think we, as a group, we are just trying to reach out to the community and, make sure that things are known.
Okay, and what steps are you guys taking in order to make this project happen?
Advertising, brushing up on certain words in Spanish, for sure. But the biggest thing is advertising, just making sure that it gets out there and people know that it's happening.
Yeah, for sure. What are you hoping to accomplish with this whole thing?
Basically, what I'm hoping is that during the time that we do the actual presentations, that 50 to 60% of the people that do show up from the Hispanic community continue to go to the Sternberg thereafter and continue to be a part of that learning experience in the community.
Cool. Cool. So do you have any concerns about this project, or?
I guess my biggest concern would be not having very many people show up. That would definitely be my biggest concern. It's just going through all the efforts and not having the Spanish community be a part of our project.
Yeah. So have you put out flyers or anything like that?
We're working on flyers now.
Okay.
We're working on flyers now with the Sternberg Museum, so they'll be at the Sternberg, and we'll be going around to the Spanish community and handing them out as well.
Oh, cool. Okay. So are you going to be doing it all around Fort Hays campus at all, or?
We'll be promoting all over Hayes.
Okay. Cool.
From Walmart to 7th Street.
Yeah.
We'll be doing it everywhere.
Okay. And so, okay, when exactly is this going to take place? What are the details on this?
This will take place every Saturday in April, from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So 4 Saturdays in April, and it'll be at the Sternberg Museum. And the last weekend we're actually going to do Sunday as well. So we'll do Saturday and Sunday. Sunday will be more afternoon, probably 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there'll be 5 weekend days in April that this is taking place.
Okay, cool. And where can you obtain other information about this?
The Sternberg Museum. You go to Sternberg's website or visit the Sternberg Museum. They will have flyers and all the information. And we just hope to have people show up and learn a lot and get involved.
Okay. Thanks again to Brent for joining us today. All of us at TMN wish him the best of luck. I'm Laura Edwards, filling in for Bridget Markey. Now back to the news desk.
It was a fantastic around town. Wouldn't you guys say so?
Yep.
However, I'd like to pose a question about the big event, since that's coming up, and it's literally called the big event. How amazing is it that Fort Hays and their organizations get the opportunity to raise money for great organizations such as St. Jude's Children's Research?
I think it's really exciting that they get to host this, and I'm just really proud of Fort Hays that they get to be a part of it.
It's a cool event. I mean, kids win, the students win, everybody wins, so it's a good event to have for Fort Hays.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for tuning in to Tiger Media Network News Live. For all of us here at the Tiger Media Network, I'm Grant Rogers.
And I'm Kylie Gahn.
Good night.